Hello guys, Crystal here. I had enough people asking for this, so I decided to make a follow-up video with my thoughts on the Animal Crossing New Horizons treehouse presentation. My trailer analysis video was made before I watched the treehouse, and a lot is answered here. However, I have a lot more questions as well, so let's dive right into this. This video is going to be more of my thoughts while watching the treehouse, what I've heard from you guys, and a little bit of analysis on the side. If you guys have anything to add, feel free to comment down below. Tom Nook seems to be the only character wearing pants, and I have to say it looks absolutely adorable. I also just want to ask, because as far as I know this wasn't answered or mentioned anywhere at all in the treehouse or in the trailer, why is Timmy or Tommy, I can't tell them apart, holding a flag? I absolutely love the way the leaves on the trees sway, and later on in this treehouse they actually mention that the wind will change speeds and shake the leaves more or less depending on the weather, which I think is absolutely amazing. I do have to say the HUD looks very different in this game with a very minimalistic design compared to the previous titles, and I have to be honest, I'm still not sure if I really like it or not. Another thing I want to point out, the two villager houses on the map are very well aligned. I have a feeling we get to choose where the villagers move in, which is absolutely, oh my goodness, it's what we've wanted for so long. If you guys know about path plot resetting, you know the struggle. The map itself is actually a bit of a concern to me as it looks very small. Now, I actually have two theories on this. First, the island we're on is being shown specifically for E3, so it's a lot smaller and more compact. I'm guessing this may be the case as Tom Nook actually mentions E3 right at the very beginning, leading me to believe that this is just a tech demo. Second, maybe this is the amount of space that you start out with, and there are more ways to expand it on later, hopefully? Otherwise, I feel like, especially if you have like 8 players, for example, it's not a lot of space to work with. Here they show us the player's inventory for the first time, which again has a very minimalistic design. This isn't so bad to me compared to like the clock and stuff like that, but it's still really different. I'm still not exactly sure how I feel about it. I have to say also, I love that you can place your home on the beach. It looks really cute. I don't know if I'm personally gonna do that when I have my own island. I mean, it's 9 months off, maybe I will, but you know, I kind of feel like I want to make things kind of traditional and have it up on the grass where it's always been. It's a really big change, that's for sure. We also get to see the Nook phone in action here with a camera app, the Nook Miles app, DIY recipes, and I'm guessing the map and also the app to call an islander. Our first look into the DIY menu is very interesting. There are cards of the various recipes we have unlocked. They're color-coded by, I'm guessing, what materials you need to make them. For example, there are brown cards for the recipes that require wood, and gray for those that I'm assuming require stone. One little thing that I've noticed that actually bothers me a bit is the fruit, in this case apples. They almost look like they aren't attached to the tree. It kind of looks like they're floating in front of it. It's also been confirmed that you begin with 2 island villagers. In this case it seems to be Fuchsia and Hamlet, and I just have to say I love that they also start off in tents. One thing that I did notice though is that specifically they're using Fuchsia and Hamlet, who were also in the trailer. I find it kind of interesting that they're not using other villagers that we haven't seen yet, so I'm curious if there's maybe a reason for that, or maybe they're just not ready yet. I don't know. I guess we'll see. They also go on to mention that this game allows you to choose which hemisphere you live in to better match your IRL weather to that in your game, which I think is really neat. I'm kind of surprised they haven't already done this in the past. This next bit actually really interests me. We go over and talk to Fuchsia, and she's carrying what looks like a bundle of sticks. Now I'm curious if maybe villagers can craft items, or maybe that's just like, you know, sometimes how in New Leaf they would be carrying around a bug net or a fishing rod, but they never actually really catch anything. Maybe it's just another idle animation, for example. It appears that we can sell and buy things from Timmy here, but I still wonder if they're gonna bring back retail later on, maybe for better prices even. In the buying menu, you can get tools, flowers, saplings, furniture, and more interesting, medicine. This is fascinating because in the Welcome Amiibo update to New Leaf, they actually removed the ability for villagers to get sick, so I wonder if this is, again, just for player use after being stung by bees, or if they're reintroducing sickness, as bad as that sounds. Interestingly, the watering can is a lot more expensive than the fishing rod or the bug net, and I also feel like saplings and flowers are a lot more expensive also. They then go on to explain Nook Miles, which seems like a reward system. I'm guessing this is kind of replacing the Meow Coupon reward system from New Leaf. Once the player goes back outside, they hit a tree with the axe that they made to get different kinds of wood. However, the tree itself is actually still intact. I'm wondering how we could make stumps, or if we need maybe like a better kind of axe to make stumps. They also show up a co-op feature, which looks as if it's taken straight from Pokemon Let's Go. I like this, however it seems like they don't have split screen and they have to stay close to each other, which I don't really see the point. It's not, I don't know, it's not what I would like to see personally. Just another little thing I've noticed while they've been walking around, there doesn't appear to be any dirt patches. Do you think grass deterioration is making a comeback, or do you think they've scrapped it entirely? One thing that I haven't seen them do yet is turn the furniture that they put down. We've seen them push and pull it, but not turn it to face a different direction. I really like the idea of players having different recipes that they learn depending on how they play, and that being the benefit of switching the leader. It's a fascinating concept that they're trying to make Animal Crossing almost this more co-op experience when usually it's been very single player. It's a very interesting way to go. I'd also just like to point out, this is just me personally, that squid looks far too realistic and I hate how it's jiggling around. It grosses me out. I have to say that the photo app seems really cute, and I can already see people taking super pretty screenshots of their islands and sharing them online. They also show off the emote wheel, which I'm guessing was added in for this direct. It actually makes me feel like this is more of a tech demo than a proper island, like I was saying earlier. I don't think that we're gonna start off with that many emotes, and I'm guessing we're gonna need to learn them just like we did in previous games. I have to say that digging up clams to make fish bait is very cool. I just want to see more detail about how that's all gonna work though. They actually mentioned that you can learn recipes from animals, which would be a really neat reward for befriending different types of villagers. Kind of similar to how you can unlock different public works projects in New Leaf by befriending the various villager types. I'd now like to go ahead and talk about some of the comments and questions I received on the previous video. One of the main questions I keep seeing is, where's Isabelle? It's understandable. She was a huge part of New Leaf and suddenly she's gone. Well, never fear. It's been confirmed Isabelle is making a comeback, if you work hard enough, that is. Apparently, if you unlock your house after paying off your tent, Nook will bring in Isabelle to act as a support for new residents. I'll link the article in the description if you guys want to read more about it. Another question that's tied closely to the first is, where are the NPCs? Things like the museum, the Able Sisters, and other locations are no longer here. Well, this is just my personal theory, but I believe we'll need to unlock them similar to how we unlock Isabelle. I'm hoping we get to decide where they place their buildings as well. One of the comments I received the most had to do with villagers wearing bags in the previous trailer. Now, I'm just excited as you guys are for this, so let's all hope that these actually allow us to have more inventory space and aren't just for looks. Finally, this is something that I thought I should share with the community as a whole because I don't really see it being talked about, and it actually really bummed me out. During an interview with IGN, it was confirmed that you can only have one island or one save file per Switch. You can have up to 8 people living with you on the island through the multiple accounts on the Switch, but you cannot have more than one island on one Switch. If you buy another copy of the game, it will still read as the same island because the save data is actually stored on the Switch and not on the cartridge. I was kind of looking forward to having a private off-camera town and also a dedicated stream town, so this is kind of a bummer for me, and I know others as well. I'm curious to see if maybe switching the SD card in the system will allow for different towns, or maybe Nintendo will rethink this one. Once again, if you guys want to read it, I will link the article down below. I think that just about wraps it up. Once again, I do plan on streaming my entire New Horizons playthrough on Twitch and uploading it hereafter. If you guys are looking for a family-friendly and welcoming community to join, then feel free to stick around. This has been Simply Press Start, where gaming is as simple as pressing start.